up, guys? Back again with episode 18 of the Zombies Den podcast. The name's going on me. I keep talking shit about it. I'm just gonna own it.
Stupid-eyed motherfucker.
I wish I could have came up with,
What did he say?
something cooler, but fuck it. 18 episodes in, that's the name. But like every other week, this week I was gonna talk about the classic Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors. Dream Warriors. Like, that was, mocking the Dawkins song, which I love Dawkins, but anyway, that's actually my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I know a lot of people like the first one. The first one is good, but I just like the third one. I think because maybe it's the first one I saw. My Aunt Linda took me to see it. I think the same summer she took me to see that one and Creepshow 2. Both of them just made a huge impact on me, like, being a horror fan, and it just stuck with me. So, but anyway, we're going to talk about Dream Warriors. I saw the other day, I think Robert Englund turned, it's either 79 or 80. I was like, they need to let that man play Freddy Krueger one more time. But I feel like, it's hard to replace Freddy, because I feel like Robert Englund is Freddy. So you can't really just replace him like Jason or Michael Myers or Leatherface. But I feel like, I'm weird though. Like, I love my Jason movies. I feel like you really can't replace Jason either. I feel like Kane Hodder is Jason. I think he's my favorite Jason, and you can't replace him. But anyway, I digress. I don't want to get too much on a tangent just for the intro, but buckle in, and this is episode 18. Enjoy. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Is everybody having a good week, having a good summer? Anybody see any good movies? I saw that Masters of the Universe, He-Man came out. I heard it's already bombed. That's kind of sad. I heard it's a fun movie. Heard the movie Obsession's doing like amazingly well. Like, it was made at like on a $200,000 budget, but it's made like almost $250,000. Like, I'm not sorry, $250 million. Excuse me. That is insane for an independent movie. I heard that Backrooms is good. I didn't know that was based off a video game. Like, a coworker told me that. But anyway, like I said, we're going to talk about Dream Warriors here in a sec. And maybe right now talk about some pop culture, some new albums coming out, maybe movies I missed talking about. It's been a long time since I made one. I usually try to do one every month, but it ends up being every 6 months. But have you heard the new Armored Saint album yet? Let me see, what is it called? I can't remember the name. I'll tell you right now. I'm looking it up. I can't remember the name. It had like kind of I don't want to say weird. It's just kind of different. But I love it. It sounds awesome. They were touring with somebody, and I can't remember. It's called Emotion Factory Reset. Cool name. I've loved John Bush like ever since. I'm a huge Anthrax fan, and I remember when that's my favorite era, Anthrax, when he sung. I know that's like weird, like a lot of people like favorite era Anthrax is Joey. I know that's like a weird kind of like opinion, but I don't know, but I like both. I think it's cool Joey's back in the band. Of course, Anthrax come out with a new album in September. I've already pre-ordered it, of course, like a vinyl nerd I am. But yeah, that like I said, if you like Armored Saint, get the new album. I would love to see him live. I didn't know Joey. Is it Joey Vera that plays bass in Armored Saint? He's in Fate's Warning too. I love Fate's Warning. But anyway, check it out if you have it. The new Seven Dust album. And me and my wife were talking about it on the last like.
Heads in the clouds, you don't know where to find it. I don't know where have you been. Is this the real you? Why your heads in the clouds, you don't know where to find it. Is this the real you? Where you been? If you say something that they get beneath my skin, you might feel nothing, cause a fool can never win. Something's wrong.
We had like too many drinks like on the back porch. We're having a good time, but I love it. I love it. I tell you what, that was all real. I meant to talk about my Bloody Valentine, and like it just didn't happen. But yeah, grab the new Seven Dust. It's called One. It's pretty much, Seven Dust is like one of those bands. You know what you're gonna get. They've kind of changed their sound, but they kind of haven't. If you know what I mean. LaJohn's like a awesome singer. I feel like he's died more into the melody. Like the songs are heavy as shit, but it's like really catchy. But I love that. But anyway, it's called One. I love it. What's this come out? The new Lamb of God is fucking sick. I love the new Lamb of God. I think it's their best album in a long time. I guess a lot of people think the same way. Usually when I have an opinion, other people like, no, like they have a different opinion than me. And people are so opinionated. They just have to tell you their opinion, But anyway, I love the new Lamb of God. Check it out. What was I gonna say? Can't remember what I was gonna say. My damn fog brain.
You might want to lay off the weed, huh?
And you might want to gargle my ball sack.
But anyway, we had a blast on the back porch, talking about, all the pop culture. I meant to talk about my Bloody Valentine, but it just didn't happen. I think I did a little bit. Maybe my wife still haven't watched it. I'm sure we will one day. Like I said, I hear A24 has the rights to my Bloody Valentine. I think they're going to remake it, so we'll see how that goes. I know A24 just got the rights to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they're going to do like a new movie. So we'll see how that goes. I feel like they can't get the tone of those movies right. I still love the second one the best. I know that's another like hard take, like on in my opinion, but I love the fucking second one. Dennis Hopper, he's fucking crazier than the Sawyer family in that movie.
What the hell's going on here? That the American way of entering a man's home singing like that? Oh, I get it. The old pressure game, huh?
Boys, you never should have been doing this.
Who sent you? Those sissies over at Del Mar Catering? That chicken shit burrito man bunch? Well, I don't care, you hear? Yeah, that's right. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and from where I sit, there just ain't enough damn dogs. You can't stand the heat. Get out of the damn kitchen, huh? Hey, how much? Let's make a deal right here. Real cash money. Just you and me, huh? I don't care who sent you. I'm the Lord of the Harvest. Who's that? Some new health food?
What's the guy that did Weapons? I saw he's made a Resident Evil movie, and it comes out in, was it October? I saw the trailer. It looks pretty promising. I found a Resident Evil movie I've never heard of, and it was on the, I think Hulu, Disney Plus, and it was just called Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, and it was actually pretty awesome. I didn't even know it existed, and, I was watching it with my father-in-law and my wife, and I'm like, wow, I actually really like this. They kind of made it more scary. It didn't have Mila Jovovich. Did I say her name right? I probably didn't, but it didn't have her in it. Every time I was telling my coworkers at work about it, it's like, oh, the girl from Fifth Element's in it. I was like, no, they made another one in 2019. They're like, what? But it's actually really good. It's really good. Me and my wife last night, we bought Ready or Not 2 with, what's her name? Samantha Weavin? I hope I'm saying. But I thought it was fucking awful. I didn't really think it was very good. Like, I heard people, like, just rave about it. But I thought it fucking sucked. It was kind of bad, but I did have too many beers watching it.
I think I'll do a wraparound. We'll wrap around.
Watching it. So I did that one time when I watched Mortal Kombat, like the one from 2021. And I was like, oh, this movie's kind of bad. And I watched it again. I was like, oh, it's not that bad. It's actually entertaining. But I can't imagine the new Mortal Kombat not being bad. And it's got Carl Urban in it. He's playing Johnny Cage. That's one of my favorite characters from Mortal Kombat. I remember going, my mom, I used to go to work with my mom in the 90s. And she worked in this office building. And you can walk to what they call this place called the Gallery. It's almost like a mall, pretty much. It had a theater, and it had this huge arcade. Remember arcades? I know, I'm fucking old. But Mortal Kombat 2, the arcade game came out, and there was this kids just putting quarters in. And these kids could do the moves, and, like, I sucked. I always got my ass kicked. But anyway, we'll get on to the, talking about Dream Warriors and talking about the Dawkins song. There's a show on YouTube. I think it's called, what's it called? Monsters. And I think Gibson makes a show. They haven't had an episode in a while. What's it called? Monsters? Music and Monsters? Or I have to, get back to you on that. But it has, guests on there. It usually has a guest, a metal guest and a horror guest. In one episode, they had Robert Englund and they had Don Dokken from Dokken, talking about, they were talking about, they made that song for Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and this is how they were treated like shit through the whole filming of the video, because Freddy's in the video, if you've ever seen it. But just talking shit, about how the record company just treated them so bad. They had, cold pizza or whatever. Interesting show. It's hosted by, I think his stage name is Piggy. He used to play bass or Rob Zombie. And I think this band called AM. Amen. And they're pretty good. But anyway, he hosted, and it's pretty good. They haven't done an episode in a while. It seems like it seems like they take years in between episodes. But that one episode had Kirk Hammett on it from Metallica. I can't remember who else. I want to say they had Bill Moseley on one time. But anyway, let's get on to it. We'll start talking about Dream Warriors.
Melting down, hear the sounds of the same old same going round. Mentally melting down, hear the sound of the same old same going round. Mentally melting down, hear the sounds of the same old same going round. Mentally melting down, hear the sounds of the same old same going round. Mentally melting down, hear the sounds of the same old same going round. Is still burning, tongue steady, turning mad, scheming, suckers double teaming. Look all of me, reach for the tag, switch the nose, coming in last. Say, dread number something, J, play, blah, blah, all day. No way I'll pay. Who's lifted? Who's trending?
A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3. Freddy's back for more.
It was great. If you've seen 1 and 2, you have to see number 3.
Totally bizarre. A total nightmare.
It was better than all of them combined.
Freddy's a nut.
A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3, Dream Warriors, rated R.
Now playing at a theater near you.
Dream Warriors, not gonna dream no more. Sorry. I don't want to torture you with my singing. But yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, we're gonna talk about A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. Wahoo! I know this one. It came out in 1987. Let's see the date. February 27, 1980. I thought it was like a summer movie, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe I think we might have saw it in the Dollar Theater, but I definitely remember seeing it when I was Matt Linda took me to see it when I was visiting my dad in Texas. But like I said, this is still my favorite. I don't know why. When I was a kid, I think the second one was my favorite. How fucked up is that? But I still like the second one. I thought it was cool. Anyway, directed by Chuck Russell. I want to say, Wes Craven wrote some of this. And Frank Darabont wrote some of it, if you can believe that. But I heard the original, script for this movie by Wes Craven was even darker. I don't know. I thought it was a cool idea. I feel like they were trying something different. And that's what I like about it. Of course, he had Dawkins on the soundtrack. I don't know how that came to be. I don't know if they're on this, maybe the movie company was on the record label. But I love when, metal bands are on, horror movie soundtracks. I feel like it's like a peanut butter and jelly, it's this kind of, or chocolate and peanut butter, or whatever, beer and pizza, just something about it. But anyway, you have Patricia Arquette playing Kristen, which they replaced her in the fourth one. But it seemed like all the characters that you grown to like, it's like they kill them off in the next installment. Sorry if I ruined it. It is almost a 40-year-old movie. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Especially if you're a horror fan. But I love that they, tried something new. And then, of course, they brought Nancy back from the first one. I thought that was really cool, just to kill her off, though. But anyway, it's some cool, practical effects. I love when Freddy jumps out of TV and goes, welcome to primetime, bitch. And then he has the character, slams the girl into the TV.
This is it, Jennifer. Your big breaking TV. Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Yeah, I love that. I love the snake, Freddy. The big. It's a big snake, but it's got Freddy's head. I guess that's a snake, and it's trying to swallow Patricia Arquette's character. But anyway, of course you have I can't remember his name. Is it Billy? He's got the waterbed, and he has the naked girl comes out and gets him, and it's Freddy's got that big tongue. Thought that was funny. This movie has Lawrence Fishburne playing the orderly. I'm sure it's one of his first kind of roles. But anyway, this has always been my favorite. I don't know why. I love the first one, but I always went back and kind of every year I try to watch all of them. I always like this one. Of course, the first one. I like the fourth one. I thought the fourth one had some cool kills. Everybody says, Freddy kind of went off the rails and kind of got more cartoonish. I thought that was cool. I thought the kills are really creative in the movies to come. I know they tried to get it back to, being scary in A New Nightmare, and Wes Craven came back. I thought that was a cool idea. And then, I know they've tried to make Freddy versus Jason for, years, and they finally did in 2003. But I think... what was it? Jason Goes to Hell or Jason Goes to Hell was setting up that, and it didn't happen for a long time. But too bad Kane Hodder didn't get to play Jason and Freddy versus Jason. But anyway, am I crazy? This is my favorite one. Which one had the Fat Boys do the video? It was the Fat Boys did the soundtrack. That one was pretty funny. But I want to say they had some other metal bands. I want to say Fates Warning is in one of the soundtracks. I love Fates Warning. But, again, I feel like the quality wasn't as good after this one. I feel like when, it's kind of like John Carpenter, attached to the Halloween franchise. If Wes Craven's not attached to it, I feel like the creativity's not there. I love the creativity, like of Freddy, in the dream he can do whatever. I thought that was really cool. He had those needles as fingers because that girl had a drug addiction. Like, he kind of preys on people's weakness. I think that's scary as fuck. I love that Freddy can talk. A lot of slashers don't really talk; they just wear a mask. I love that he's making punchlines while he's killing people. I think that's fucking hilarious. And what does that say about me? I'm laughing at it as I watch it. Let's see. This movie made $44.8 million on a $4.3 million budget. I know they just kept cranking these out for years in the 80s, kind of like what they did with Saw in the early 2000s. They just, just like, Friday the 13th, they just kept cranking these out every year, which as an impressionable young man, I loved. I loved that they did that. The other franchises didn't really do that. Well, they started to crank up other horror franchises because these are doing so good. Like they brought back Halloween in '88, and they brought back the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I think other horror movies I just can't think of right now. But I'm surprised they haven't really tried to make another one. I know they did the remake in 2010. That's really, really panned. I know a lot of people fucking hate that one. I don't mind it. I just kind of, when I go see a movie, I shut off my brain and I just kind of take it for what it is. I know it's not going to be as good. The actor playing, Freddy, he was a great actor, but I feel like he can't bring what, Robert Englund kind of brought to the character. I keep seeing, Robert Englund wants to play the part one more time, and I think they should let him. I mean, the guy's about to turn 80, or he did turn 80 the other day. But I feel like nobody can really play Freddy like he can. I think they just need one kind of send-off movie to just kind of close the franchise, and they just need to let it die, but I'm one of those idiots, movie people, they keep making them, I'll keep watching them, like Rambo or Die Hard. If they keep making them, I'll keep watching them. I know, I have some friends fuck, they're making another Rambo. I don't give a fuck. I'll watch it because I love that shit. Or fuck, they're making another Die Hard. I'll watch it. Even if they reboot it, I'll watch it. I'm one of those. I just love, the characters and watching. I love to see what people do. But I know they're making a new Friday the 13th movie as we speak, and they're coming out with a show called Crystal Lake on Peacock, where it's like a prequel show. But I hope that's good, and I can't wait to see what they do with Jason as we talk about Freddy. But I would love to see another Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I would love that. I think they could have just kept making them. They did. They did well. I don't know why you just can't keep making them, but maybe Robert Englund didn't want to play the character anymore in the 90s. It's cool he came back for Freddy versus Jason. Maybe that's a send-off that we have, but I feel like that was kind of, going somewhere with that. I feel like they kind of hinted a sequel, and they actually, I didn't know this for years, they wrote a sequel that where had Ash Williams from Evil Dead was going to verse, Freddy and Jason. That would have been fucking amazing. I don't know why they did not make that movie. That movie would have made $1 trillion. Of course, they open up an S-Mart in Crystal Lake, and Ash goes there to open up the store. I mean, it sounds amazing. I think they couldn't come to agreement for money, but I think they did make it, but in comic book form. I think you can still get it pretty easily, but I need to get it just to see the story. But anyway, if you listen to this, let me know your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I would love to hear it. Like I said, I do love the first one. I don't know. I think I like the third one so much because maybe it's the first Nightmare movie I ever saw. Maybe it was the second one. I might have saw the second one on HBO or something. It was the 80s. My parents let me watch that. My parents were good parents. They weren't bad parents. I don't want you to think that. Anyway, let me in the comments know your favorite Nightmare movie. I would love to hear. And, tell me I'm wrong or tell me your favorite. I know a lot of people like 4. Of course, a lot of people like 1. But I like them all. You know, I have a big box set that has all of them on Blu-ray. I know they just put out like a 4K. Well, I don't have a 4K player, but I would love to have it. I think it sold out so fast. I think the box set looked like Freddy's sweater. It was really cool. I would have just picked it up just to have it when I get a 4K, but I think it's already out of print. But I'll stick with my my cheap little box set that I bought at Walmart. It's Blu-ray. I wish Skin Factory put them all out like they did the Friday 13th box set. Have you seen that thing? I have the Friday 13th box set, and I fucking love it. I might, when I'm making these, I might have to edit like what it looks like. But anyway, thank you for listening, and let me know your favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I'd love to hear. Or is there a movie I should talk about? You know, let me know, or I should just kill myself. No, I'm kidding. Kinda. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not alone. I wonder if these heavy eyes could face the unknown. When I close my eyes, I realize you come my way. I'm standing in the night alone. Forever together.
Something a little different. This I was going to bring back like kind of like the I think I saw this on another podcast I listened to. I listened to this podcast called Monty's Rockcast with Monty Colvin, and he is the bass player in Galactic Cowboys in this band called Crunchy. Remember listening to Galactic Cowboys? They're a great band, really underrated. Apparently they're making a new album now, or they're finishing one. But anyway, to segue into this, I was going to bring the list back, and I was going to talk about my favorite Fear Factory albums in order, and talk about which ones I like the best. And I might play little snippets of each song and see what you think, you know, if there's a list I should make. But I was going to talk about that now. Let's see. I think, see how many albums I have. Let's see, 1, 2. I think 10 albums, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 10 albums. Let's see. Number 10 that I like the least, but all their albums are great. I'm not saying they're bad. This is just the ones I like the least. I'm going to have to go Mechanics. Am I saying that right, from 2010? I like it. It's heavy. I think that's the first one with Dino back. It's good. I just don't like it as much as the other ones. I think they really had some really strong ones. But it's heavy as shit. I feel like it kind of has a Meshuggah kind of vibe to it, which is cool with me. But I think that's my least favorite. I need to listen to it again. I might change my mind. Number 9 is, I'm going to say Transgression.
In order to be universal in the new age, first destructive forces will be unleashed on the world. The battle has already begun.
like this album. It's the last album with I think Chris Webers, or I'm probably saying his name right. He was the original bass player, and he switched to guitar when Dino left the band, when they did Archetypes. And I feel like they went into more of a kind of Five Finger Death Punch kind of vibe, or Slipknot vibe, that, you know, maybe try to sell more albums. Maybe not. But I feel like I still like the album. Again, I like the album, but this is not my favorite. I think it's hard to find. It's hard to find on CD. It's not on any streaming. I don't know why. Probably legal reasons. It has some cool covers. It has "I Will Follow" by YouTube. I think I said that right. And they do a cover of Killing Joke's "Millennium," which is a cool song. But anyway, number 8. I'm about to go The Industrialist. It's heavy. I just haven't listened to it. Like, they have so many albums, I haven't listened to it like I like, you know, hey, what I want to listen to a brand new Fear Factory album, or what I want to listen to, like the classics, like, you know, Demanufactured or Obsolete. But I still dig it. I still like it. It's heavy. You know, I need to listen to it more. But number 7, Genexus. I can't fucking talk. I think that's how you say it, from 2015. Again, like with The Industrialist, I just haven't listened to it like I did the other albums. I still like it. It's still heavy. I remember buying it in 2015 with a bunch of other CDs that came in the mail. I think there was a new Queensryche album that I bought. I can't remember what else, but I remember getting that one in there. And I just haven't listened to it a lot. I need to listen to it more. I remember it being pretty good, though. I remember it had some pretty good jams on there. I think it had that song Regenerate, which I really like. That is a really good song. It kind of reminds me of like Obsolete or Demanufactured. What am I at? Number 6, I think. I'm going to say Digimortal. I like it. It's the last album with Dino for a while. One track has like Be Real from Cypress Hill, which I thought was cool. I actually got this on vinyl for Record Store Day. Cool album. There's a lot of heavy stuff. I remember it being more nu metal sounding at the time, because I remember Limp Bizkit was huge and Korn was huge, and I think it went more in that. They went in that kind of vibe, and I think a lot of fans didn't really dig that. Of course, they're keeping with the kind of Terminator style concept album theme. Of great album. My Record Store Day vinyl has more songs on it than my CD version, which is cool. But what am I at? Number 5? I'm going to go Aggression Continuum. I actually really dug this album. Last album with Burton C. Bell. I think him and Dino just couldn't get along. I know, like, a weird choice, but when I got this album, and I think I had it for a while before I think I listened to it and threw it in my CDs, and I pulled it out going to work and just started listening to it again more, and I just really got to where I really love this album. It's really, really good. But what was that, number 5? Number 4? I'm going to go Soul the New Machine. I just got this one on vinyl, and I used to have it on CD years ago. I don't know what happened to my CD version, but this is Fear Factory's first album. They kind of went, they kind of like were trailblazers. They would mix, death metal and like clean vocals. I don't think a lot of people have done that. Them and Napalm Death and Faith No More were kind of doing that, and like I said, it's still probably one of their most heaviest albums. I mean, they come out in 1992. I mean, that says a lot. I mean, I'm sure it was probably the heaviest thing, like to come out around that time. It's just, that it wasn't death metal. But I love this album. Great stuff. Let's see, what else we got? I think my number 2, and this is where it gets really hard. I'm gonna have to say Demanufacturer. This is hard. The last 2 albums are my favorite. This is really hard to kind of pick. But man, I mean, the first time I heard this album, I was just blown away. I'm like, what is this? Like they mix death metal and thrash metal and kind of industrial, stuff with 9 Inch Nails. That's only in Ministry. The only thing I can really compare it to, and I never heard anything like it. And then Burt C. Bell's like vocals were just like, he's going from death metal to like clean vocals, and I've never heard that before. And this Dino's guitar tones, holy shit, they're like a bulldozer into your brain. I loved it. I still love this album. I have it on vinyl, of course, like a vinyl nerd should. Anyway, that's my number 2. And it's a very close number 2 to number 1. And number 1, this is probably the first Fear Factory album I ever bought, because I love the song they said. cool song. But I'm talking about Obsolete from 1998. And they're still going with the kind of Terminator dystopia, themes, and talking about AI, which is so crazy. AI is everywhere. And I even use it at work, and I kind of use it to edit these podcasts, which is kind of insane. But John Connor's looking at us like, what the fuck, I saved the world so you guys can, fucking play video games with AI. But anyway, Obsolete, it's a badass album. I feel like it's not as heavy as The Manufacturer, but it's still pretty heavy. But I love it. Great album. It's my favorite. I know it's probably, I don't know if it's a lot of people's favorite, but I feel like a lot of bands like kind of borrowed from Fear Factory. Like I said, I think they're trailblazers. I know like bands like Korn and Limp Bizkit probably borrowed from them a lot, but I don't know. Like, I think there's a variety of stuff. I mean, hell, he's got, it's just as heavy as The Manufacturer, but it's got like kind of, I don't want to say ballads, but it's got songs like Descent, and they do a cover of Gary Newman's song Cars, which is, my wife listens to that song all the time. And it's just like my favorite album. I think it's got a little bit of everything. Sadly, my vinyl version doesn't have the cover of Cars on there, but my CD version does. And my CD version, I think it's a deluxe. It has like all these extra songs. But anyway, that's my Fear Factory list. I hope you like it. I hope you like Fear Factory. And if you don't, check them out. Hopefully one day. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention Archetypes. Probably my number 3. Let's put number 3 in there. I forgot to mention it. And sadly, this is not on streaming or anywhere. I have it on CD. Be cool if they press it on vinyl. I'm sure it's because of record or legal reasons. They were on like a record label called Liquid or something back then, or something like that. And anyway, this is when Dino left and they came out with this album. I remember buying this, going to Blockbuster Music. Remember Blockbuster Music? I know I'm fucking old, but I bought this, Fear Factory Archetypes, and Machine Head's Through the Empire's Ashes, I think. Machine Head had gone nu metal too, and they went back to their kind of thrash stuff. And I bought both these albums on the same day, and I'm just blown away by both of them. But I still really like Archetypes. They have some really good stuff. Chris switched from bass to Christian. He switched from bass to guitar, and I think he did a really good job. He kept the Fear Factory sound. But yeah, that's probably a number 3. I think that one's really underrated. Hopefully it'll be on streaming one day, or I guess you can listen to it on YouTube, But anyway, that's my Fear Factory list, and I hope you like it.
Must never forget the essence of your spark. All of that which defines you is the essence of your blood. The affection has been removed. The soul of this machine has improved. The affection has been removed. The soul of this machine has improved.
That wraps it up. I don't know if you can hear it's like raining like crazy, but hope you enjoyed episode 18, talking about Freddy and Dream Warriors and Fear Factory and all the cool shit. But anyway, I was going to play you out with the new Anthrax song that came out with the new album. Like I said, I already pre-ordered it. I know they've been working on it for a while. I didn't realize it'd been 10 years since they came out with a new album, but it's pretty wild, isn't it? Like I said, if you listen to this, comment on what we should talk about, what horror movie I should talk about next time. I thought about talking about the Wes Craven movie Shocker, but I don't know. I always change my mind. I never know, when or where I'm going to do these. But I'm going to try to, crank one out every month. That sounded kind of bad, crank one out. But I hope you enjoy them. I enjoy making them. The 5 people listen. Thank you. But anyway, I've kind of gotten better at editing these, and I know the sound was kind of shitty, and hopefully I can get better at this as the rain. I know you probably hear the rain like on the recording, but I like to do more, top 10 lists, like I did with the Fear Factory. I'm gonna kind of somehow edit that in there and talk about that, and I love that. But anyway, like, I need to talk about like my favorite, horror franchises. I know my wife asked me, and I was kind of like, I was like, I kind of in the moment, but it's probably always going to be Evil Dead series. I love that, which they're making a new one. They're making 2. I want to say they made 2 like back to back. I think it's called The Wrath and Burn. I think Burn comes out this year. They already have a trailer, but it looks really fucking scary. I was sad to hear that Bruce Campbell has cancer. I hate that. He's probably one of my favorite actors. I watched that show where he was the sheriff. What was it called? Was it called Hysteria? I thought it was a pretty good show. I just don't like all the satanic shit. Being a horror fan and metal, I just don't like all the satanic stuff. Like me and my wife were watching Ready or Not 2, and I feel like they can do something more creative than the satanic stuff. I don't know. I guess they're writing about what they know. I don't know. I'm sure Hollywood is all satanic. Like I always get, growing up, my mom and my stepdad. I mean, I love my mom to death. Like, she was such a good lady, rest her soul. But, she would freak out some of the bands I listened to. Well, I'm saying that to say this, like, you see all the pop stars now that they come out, and they're more, like, into Satanism than the metal bands I liked, which is funny as hell. Like, I think I saw something on TikTok where Zach Brown is fucking awful. His music's awful, but he was at that big Spear thing in Las Vegas, and he had all this satanic imagery. I'm like, that sounded like a fucking Zach Brown concert. You'd think it'd be like at a Maiden concert or a Slayer, but anyway, I just laughed, and I hear like Lady Gaga's on satanic shit. It just makes me laugh. Like, all the pop bands now are more satanic than all the metal bands I listen to that I got so much shit for. And I heard like, have you seen like people like they'll like have like Taylor Swift, picture of Taylor Swift right by I can't remember the famous Satanist, like his daughter. They have them right beside each other, and they look just alike. And they're saying that Taylor Swift was a clone of the Satanist daughter. Was it Anton Levine? Is that his name? I can't remember. Anyway, it's pretty nuts. But anyway, I'm who knows? Like, I think when we finally know, like, let's say we pass on and go, we know what was really going on behind the scenes, I think we'll be blown away. Because there's probably just so much crazy shit going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about. But anyway, I'm just a little podcaster, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm going to play you out with some Anthrax. And I hope you enjoy it. The new song is killer. It's called For the Kids. It's very thrashy. Video has like a Madhouse kind of vibe to it to me. It's crazy. Like, they had all these rap videos in the 90s, but they banned the Anthrax video from Madhouse, which just blows me away. There's always been a prejudice against metal for whatever reason. There'll be those dudes that just don't understand it, or people like, turn that shit down, or like, I don't understand the vocals, it's weird. People are so close-minded. I'll be on these vinyl sites that I have, and I'll post all this, months and months of fucking metal, and I post something that's not maybe more mainstream. They're like, man, what the fuck is this? They'll get so mad. I'm just like, dude, what? Fucking weirdo. Have an open mind, but this is how people are. They have to tell you their fucking opinion. They have to. I don't understand that. Like, your opinion don't really fucking matter. So, but anyway, they think it does. But anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed the podcast. This one might be a little shorter than it usually is. And short but sweet. But enjoy your week. Thank you for listening. Stay gold, Pony Boy.
I'm fucking warning you. Stay gold, Pony Boy. Stay gold,